Hey everyone, welcome back to the Living in Maryland channel where we discuss all things living here in the great state of Maryland. So if that's the kind of information you are looking for, then you are definitely in the right spot. And today we are discussing a real estate market update here for the great state of Maryland and specifically Central Maryland. So that's going to be the region that makes up basically from Baltimore on down to DC. So it's kind of that part of Maryland that kind of pulls from the kind of the dual metro area of Baltimore and DC. So where a lot of our people and the people that we talk to from this channel are coming to for various work opportunities here in the area. So the real estate market remains competitive, remains tight on inventory in regards to the supply and demand. So with the numbers here that most recently came out for July from Maryland Association of Realtors, we get data every month from them and just want to keep everyone up to date as far as what's going on in our market. So we still have record low inventory. We've got 1.4 months of inventory here as far as currently from the numbers from July. Now, what that means is that's our absorption rate. That's kind of how we measure inventory, how we measure how many homes and what supply and demand looks like in regards to the real estate market. So when I say absorption rate, what that means is that if there were no new homes that came onto the market, in 1.4 months, all existing active, fully available homes on the market, would go under contract and make their way towards selling. So that is a very low number historically. Anywhere from 3 or 3.5 to 6 months of inventory is going to be more of that neutral market. And then kind of working your way north of 6 months starts making its way towards a buyer's market. So anything under 3 months of inventory is going to be very tight, probably very competitive and more so in the seller's favor just due to that supply and demand. There's many more willing and able buyers in the marketplace than willing and able sellers as far as homes to sell. So that's kind of a big number that we're looking for. And it's still crazy to see from the data here from Maryland Association of Realtors, seeing values still going up year over year. So we saw average sales price go up across the board in the state of Maryland, 3.2%. And then the median sales price increased 4.0, so 4% year over year across the board within the state of Maryland. Now, in a second here, we're going to jump into the local counties that make up that Central Maryland region, just to give you more of an idea, kind of from a local perspective and from county to county perspective. But across the board within the state, still seeing values going up, and we're going to see that at the local level as well. Now, the other thing I've been talking a lot about on these market updates is units sold, how that's been on the decline kind of month after month after month for the last several months that we've been talking on these videos. And that's no different this month around. So we've got a decline of 22.6% as far as units sold year over year. So compared from July of this year to July of last year, we've got 22.6% less transactions happening in the marketplace as far as real estate. So definitely something that I'm keeping an eye out on and something that's continuing to contribute towards that crunch of inventory, just having less and less opportunities, less and less inventory out there in the marketplace for for all those buyers. So definitely something to continue to keep an eye on. Now, what's crazy is where interest rates are at right now. They've been on the climb the last couple of weeks. So we have kind of peaked out. We exceeded our 52-week high in the last week as far as mortgage rates. We're sitting right now, a conventional 30-year mortgage rate is sitting right around 7.5% at a no-cost rate. So it gets confusing when you're talking to lenders out there. A lot of them may or may not. I don't want to say what they might be doing, but it is common to be kind of quoting points right now to kind of make that rate look more attractive. So definitely something to be talking about with lenders if you're having those conversations. Exactly what is it costing me to get to the rate that you're quoting me right now? So a 30-year conventional rate right now sitting right around 7.5, depending on overall scenario, but that's kind of the average. And then you're looking at your government loans, which is VA, FHA, right around 7.1% for a 30-year fix. So definitely crazy, very high. It's crazy to see how much they've come up over the last 12 to 18 months. So just another thing to keep an eye out on, another thing that's impacting overall affordability in this market as far as people feeling, and being able to, whatever the case may be, to, list their home and kind of make whatever move they may be looking to move. So, another huge factor in kind of suppressing the inventory right now that's currently on the marketplace. Now, when it comes to interest rates, if you're curious about, kind of following that and kind of something to keep an eye on, I always like to keep an eye on the 10-year US Treasury note. So it just kind of seems to be, from the information that I've gathered and the mentors that I have, that the 10-year Treasury note is just kind of the biggest competitor, if you're seeing that 10-year Treasury note go up, then interest rates are going to go up as well. If you see that 10-year Treasury note go down, then it's very, very likely that your mortgage rates are going to be following and going down as well. So something to keep an eye on if you're kind of, curious kind of what impacts what. That 10-year Treasury note is definitely something to keep an eye on, so you can kind of gauge exactly what's going to be happening with interest rates on any given day. All right, so now jumping into the individual counties within Central Maryland. First, we're going to start off in Anne Arundel County. We've got units sold year over year in July, down 32.2%. So again, kind of continuing to see that trend as far as units sold on the decline. We've got average sales price in Anne Arundel County up 5.4%, and median sales price in Anne Arundel County up 5.6%. We've got months of inventory remaining very low at 1.1 months within Anne Arundel County. And then median days on market, 6 days in Anne Arundel County. So still crazy to see your typical home in that area is going to be selling in under a week, going under contract in under a week. You've got Baltimore County, units sold down 19%. You've got average sales price up 5.2% and median sales price up 5.1%. You've got Baltimore County holding as far as months of inventory, same as Anne Arundel at 1.1 months of inventory. And then median days on market is 6 as well. So we're going to continue to see a lot of similarities here in some of these counties. Jumping down to Howard County, we've got units sold down 17.6%, so a little bit of a lighter number for Howard County. You've got average sales price up 6.9% in Howard County, and then a crazy increase as far as median sales price up 15.9%. Now that's the biggest number we've seen in Howard County in a long time. It's hard to know with all this data. I don't know. It can get a little bit confusing sometimes. That's definitely the highest that we've seen in a long time for that county. So it could be where it's just you've got a month where you're seeing more luxury sales, more higher price sales than kind of your last 6 to 12 months. So something to keep an eye on. That's definitely not something that we've been seeing month over month within Howard County. Definitely a very high number, more than we've seen in the last several months. And then we've got 0.8 months of inventory in Howard County, so very, very competitive. And then median days on market for Howard County is 6 days on the market. Jumping down a little south to Montgomery County, bordering DC, you've got 23.1% decline as far as units sold year over year. You've got your average sales price up 6.5%, and then your median sales price up 6% even. And then holding at 1 month of inventory in Montgomery County, and median days on market 7 days. So, and then jumping a little east to Prince George's County, aka PG County, units sold down 22%. You've got your average sales price up 7% year over year, and median sales price up 7.4%. And then you've got a little higher inventory, not much, as far as 1.4 months of inventory in PG County, and then 9 days on the market is the median days on the market for Prince George's County. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching this video. If you ever have any real estate questions, please feel free to reach out anytime. It's always helpful to go through some of this data and see kind of what's happening within various, kind of sub-markets within our Maryland real estate market as a whole. But as always, if you are looking to buy or sell, it's definitely important to kind of dive into the dirty details for your exact situation, for the exact zip code and price point that you're looking at, because it can, definitely vary, from price points and different, areas within Central Maryland. So feel free to reach out anytime if you ever have any questions, and we will see you at the next video.